Hi there, today I'm showing a video of the soundbar 300 and the 700. I've had a lot of comments on my previous video that people were saying that is that a 300, that a 700? When I was showing the comparison between the 300 and the 900, and for some reason there was a lot of question around that must be the 700, because the 300 that I was showing you seems to be identical to 300 that I was showing you was the identical to a 700. But anyway, so today I've bought the old 300 Sound Touch and the new 700. As you can see, looking at them, they're both identical. They look the same, you can't tell the difference other than the new one, which is the 700. If I'm just it's got the touch on and off at the top there, but otherwise it's exactly the same, whereas the old 300 doesn't have that. From the front, if you see this, it's exactly the same. I've opened it from the bottom because there are a million screws to open, so I had to open those. And from the front you can see they're both identical as well. So if you see here, the lights here to turn it on and off. On the 700, the lights are actually just 2 or 3 lights here. Well, actually there are no lights on the top, it's just the sliding light at the top there on the 700. But if you look at it from the design point of view, they are in size, they are identical. The thickness is identical. Even the framework is identical. The grille is exactly the same, other than the internal lights have been modified. The 700 carries Alexa and probably a little bit of new firmware, I would say, and it uses the new app, which is Bose Music app, whereas the old one uses the Sound Touch. But so let's talk about the sound. It's identical, no difference. 700 you're paying a premium just because you think it's newer, but the video is all about showing you, do I pay more to get new, or should I just keep what I've got? Is that good enough? Well, the answer is yes, it is good enough, because I can't understand why Bose would release something, rebadge it and call it 700, whereas it's exactly the same as a 300. So if you see from the outside, that's the same. Yep. So let me just bring it in the frame. Here we are. Yep, these are the same. So now if you look at the bottom, in fact the 300 is a lot better, the older one, because as I said before in my video, it's got an HDMI in, HDMI out from here, and then it's got the main supply power, Adaptec, and the optical out, which is the optical in. That's great. So say here the 700, this is the 700 here. If you look here, now for those who probably don't believe me, I will have to probably show you the actual models there. If you can see that, if you can see the model, oh, there is a camera, here we go. This is the model here. Let me show. The model would be reading about here, there. That's the model there. Okay, that would be reading as 300. And or should I just move it over this side and show you? Here we are. 300. Yep. And this one here is 700. You can see that. Yep. Okay, but let's open it up now, because I've opened the screws from inside. This is so similar that you can even switch the parts, and it's identical. So this one here, fine, just not to get too confused about it, this is the 300. You open it up. 700, we open it up. If you see from inside, if I put it in the same way, it's identical. This is 700, 300 are exactly the same in terms of its design. If we just remove the grille from the front, let's see if we can do that. This is the slightly tricky part, because it doesn't come off that easily. Here we go, here's the grille coming off. And the other one, 700, let's take off the grille off that as well. Here we are, come on, let's take the grills off you as well. Yeah, 700 grill goes off as well. And let me show you the speakers. you can see here, and if you can see here, the speakers are identical. If you see there, I've got the tweeters on the sides, the main drivers, another tweeter in the middle, main drivers on the side. I believe these are the tweeters as well. So yeah, so the design is identical. It's absolutely no different. Now, if you see these sound bars, slightly pre-owned ones for sale, you're running after a newer model, saying that, oh well, let's go for the 700. Other than if you go for the 900, as I said to you before, it's got .me Atmos, but I wouldn't really bother, you know, paying a premium on that soundbar itself has got issues. I've notified Bose about that many times, but you can't even tell if the power is on or off, let alone anything else. But at least on the 300, it's got a standby light, it tells you if it's on and off. So 300 actually wins amongst all the bars, I would say, so far, in terms of sound, Bluetooth, everything. It's got indicators, it tells you where it is, and everything else. Whereas the new 700, it's an identical soundbar. Look, there it is. I'm showing it to you now. Have a look there, right in front of you. You tell me what is different. The circuit is different. Even everything else here, I can see it's exactly the same. Minor changes will be obviously made to the 700 because of the firmware updates. But Alexa, maybe slight changes on the software side of things, just to make it compatible with the new firmware and the new app they have. But if you are looking to save a bit of money and get the same sound out of your soundbar, then I suggest that you keep the 300 Sound Touch, and no need to upgrade to Sound Smart, because Alexa you can buy from Amazon anyway, but it'll cost you probably 30 quid, and then add it to it, because it's got the auxiliary in, and you can add additional. Here we go. You've got the Acousmas in, you've got the HDMI in, and optical in. So it's got various, you know, options you can use to add other extra devices to play sound through these sound bars. But it's just pointless buying a 700 at the moment, I think, because, you know, it's even the 300 would connect to the Acousmas wireless subwoofer. 700, it will connect to it wirelessly, exactly the same like a 300 would. It will also use the rear speakers wirelessly, like exactly like a 700 would. So it just depends. I mean, this is out of, you know, it's out of production, 300, which is the reason why they've upgraded the names to a 300 to 700. Same with the subwoofer, they upgraded 300 to 700. Everybody thinks that the subwoofer is great. It's new. It isn't. It's exactly the same with a little bit of firmware changes. So it's all about how do you want to spend your money. Look for the 300 and get that. You would be in a better place. The video is only showing you how to choose these sound bars, because there are a lot out there and a lot of confusion out there as well, since Bose have changed the numbers across these models, and I think it's quite misleading to the customers to actually believe that they're getting, you know, a lot more what is being sold to them. But anyway, I hope you like this video. I have more videos to come, and I really appreciate the people that are subscribing to my channel and asking questions. I usually make raw videos. I don't do much editing and stuff, and try to just present everything as it is, which shows, you know, the real footage of items. I just don't seem to find that editing for me at the moment is something that I pay interest in. So yeah, this is pretty much it. So if you see the cover on it as well, here's the cover going on the 700. Take the cover off, put it on the 300. There you go. It's exactly the same. Even the holes in the same place. Everything's in the same place. It's you don't even need to worry about, you know, it's the same machine. It's just has been basically rebadged to a 700, but just if you want the Sound Smart soundbar, then 700 is for you. If you don't mind getting the old one, then just go for this and it'll give you the exact same sound. Well, so far here we are, and let me move this again. I've got to put back the 50 screws that I've taken out, and they're both equally as heavy as each other, and they both have got the glass top, as you can see. So until next time, I will leave you with that thought. Where are we? There we are. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.